First thing I'm going to show you is the difference between this and a juicer. Okay, now in a juicer what you'll do is you pay 100% for fruit, like say for instance it's grape. And you'll take it home, you'll squeeze it out, and you might get 25% of your money back. Then you'll take 75% of your money and all the good stuff and toss it right in the trash. So it's actually a horrible investment. But juicing's healthy because you get a 95% absorption rate out of the juice. But what we're going to do with the speed and the power of this machine is we're actually going to take whole fruit and we'll break it down to the cellular level so you get a 95% absorption rate out of the whole fruit, not just the juice. Okay. Now, a regular blender only has about 1/4 horsepower and it spins at 6,000 RPMs. This has a 3-horse motor in it and it spins at 29,000 RPMs. So with that speed and power, that's where we're able to break this thing down to the cellular level, okay, and get that good absorption rate. Now, I'm going to start out with grapes and a whole fruit juice. You'll want to make sure you get grapes. They're among the best for nutrition. There's a lot of fiber in there, antioxidants, and they're good for your heart. Then we'll put in some strawberries. We're just going to toss them in like that. Okay. Now, you can take the greens off if you like, just like that. Okay, toss them in. And I know you want to leave the greens in there. They're high in chlorophyll. It's a live enzyme that boosts your immune system. Now, in a regular blender, you don't want to do that. Okay, because it doesn't process it enough to where your body can absorb it. But this is a food processor too. There's about 8 different machines all rolled up into one. Okay, pineapples. We're going to leave all the core on our pineapples, right? And you'll want to leave the core. They're high in fiber, vitamin C, and bromelain. It's actually the most nutritious part of the pineapple. Notice I'm also leaving the eyes on the pineapples. Okay, you know why I leave the eyes on the pineapples? So they could see what's going to happen to them in the blender. Right. Now on the melons, we're going to leave all the seeds on our melons. And you'll want to leave seeds on your melons. They're high in fiber. But when you crack the seed open, there's a natural source of protein in there, like flax seeds. All right? So if you take flax seeds, you can toss them in there. We'll process it for you. In fact, pound for pound, there's more protein in a watermelon seed than meat. All right? Besides that, we're all a little lazy. I mean, if it's good for you, why take it out? Just leave it in. Now, I always say in a whole fruit juice, you got to have a banana. Now, on your bananas, you want to make sure you take your stickers off of them. Nobody likes to chew on a sticker. So you look these over real good, toss them in like that. Now get you some ice, okay? No, I'm teasing. I'm teasing. Yeah, not even monkeys eat banana peels. All right, make sure you get your bananas, though. There's a lot of potassium in there. It's good brain food and a good deterrent of heart disease. All right, now we'll get some ice. Now with fruits and vegetables, you actually have a rule of thumb. Okay? The rule of thumb is if it's thick, it'll make you sick, and if it's thin, leave it in. Banana peels are thick, so we take them out. Right. Now in my industry, this is known as blender killer. Most blenders won't handle that much ice, not to mention the contents in the jar, but I'm going to load us up because I like a thick smoothie. And the more ice you put in there, the thicker it is. And tell me, would you start your blender at home that full with the lid off? No. Okay. That's what we're going to do here. So ma'am, come on up, push the whole juice key. It's the one right under the green light.
This one?
Whole juice, yep. Okay. Now right there is where all your other brands will spray paint the ceilings. But you notice ours started out slow and it's going to drop the ingredients into the blade. Then it speeds up all by itself. It's going to create a vortex. It pulls everything down into the blade, right? We're not going to use spoons, spatulas, or plungers to assist the blender, all right? You don't need to shake the jar or play piano on the keys. It just does it all for you right there. Now at that speed, that's where we're going to take raw vegetables just like that, and we're actually going to cook them into a hot soup, all from the friction of the blade. There's no heating element in there. It's all done by friction. Well, now we got a problem. See, smoothies are supposed to be cold, and you don't want to get stuck at the door for 5 or 10 minutes, or maybe on the phone, come back to a warm smoothie. It's a smart machine. See, it shuts off automatically when it's done. Right, see, you can't leave any other blender unattended or you'll come back to a warm smoothie, right? But you remember all the seeds and the stems and the ice we had in there, right? Take a look at that. Smooth and consistent all the way through, right? But tell me, what's the worst part about a blender or a juicer when you get done using it? Cleaning it, right? You notice we have a 2-blade design. It's sonically welded to the bottom of the jar, so you never remove the blades from the jar. Unlike a 4-blade design, which by law is required to be able to be removed because bacteria builds up under the blades. And then you get leaky seals and gaskets when you go to put them back together. Now we're stamped twice by the NSF to be dishwasher safe and self-cleaning. Of course, I don't have a dishwasher. So I'm going to show you how we clean this here. We'll put in about 2 cups of water and some dish soap. You just put on the jar, secure your lid. Just hold the pole screw down. Okay. Notice knocking the ingredients off the side of the jar, the blade, and the lid. The bubbles that come out the top of the cap, that's a pressure relief cap. That keeps you from blowing your lid off in the process. Right now all you do is take off the jar, dump it out. We'll give it a quick rinse, and we're good to go. So if you got a lot of friends over, you're not stuck cleaning between drinks. And if you have time, go ahead and put it in the dishwasher. It's all dishwasher safe. See, it really doesn't matter what this machine or any other machine is going to do for you. Because if it isn't easy to clean and it isn't easy to use, you don't use it. That's why you'll use this every day. But I told you could take raw vegetables and actually cook them into a hot soup. What we're going to do is we're going to put in half hot, half cold water here. At home, you could put in straight cold water. You'll run the cycle twice. Here, we're going to put in lukewarm water. We'll run the cycle once. Now all we're going to do is put on the jar. There's no guesswork on any of those antiquated buttons, knobs, dials, or switches. You just put on the jar, secure your lid, and hit the soup key. Okay? Now the soup key, that's going to start off in the highest speed right off the bat. 260 miles an hour cooks it all by friction. There's no heating element in there. It's all done by friction. Right, now that soup is our south of the border tortilla soup. It's got 3 Roma tomatoes, a carrot, some onion, cilantro, some taco seasoning, chicken bouillon, a dab of jalapeno, cheddar cheese, and 3 cups of water. Now that soup is healthier than regular store-bought soup because it doesn't contain the MSGs, the high sodium content, or the preservatives of store-bought soup. Not only is that soup healthier for you, it only takes 90 seconds to cook it. You can actually cook healthy soup just like that faster than you can heat up 1 can of store-bought soup on the stove. Right now I made you breakfast and I cooked you dinner, right? Be a horrible host if I didn't make you some cold ice cream for dessert. So I'm going to show you how we go from hot to cold real quick. Make you some cold ice cream. Now there's 21 different flavors of ice cream that you'll receive in your Lifestyles cookbook that comes with the blender. There's over 300 different recipes in here. This goes with it. All right. You notice right here in the front on the LCD display, it's got a timer on it. That lets you know how much time's left in between cycles, just like your microwave at home. Right now, as it heats up, you'll notice the steam will start to vent out of the top of the cap. That's like a pressure cooker and keeps you from blowing your lid off in the process. All right. Now, in our ice cream, I'm going to start off with some Welch's fruit juice concentrate. You can use regular fruit if you like. This is a little cheaper and a little faster. Okay. Now let's take a look at our soup. See that? You can't do that in a regular blender. All right, but remember I told you it was a tortilla soup, so let's throw in some tortillas. At home, you could put in pre-cooked chicken or vegetables, maybe leftovers from your fridge. This is how you make a chunky soup. You just toss it in like that and tap your pulse key. All right, that's the same key you'll use to shred cheeses, grind coffees, and make salsas. Now you've got a hot chunky soup. And these jars, they're not glass or plastic either. They're a polycarbonate, bulletproof material. You won't break the jar. Let's say you get in a hurry in the kitchen and you drop your jar. You're like me, you'll drop your jar once or twice. But it's alright, see? It just bounced for you. See my wife? She uses hers as a step stool when she wants to reach something in the kitchen. No, I'm teasing. Don't do that at home, alright? Let's get you some soup. Okay, but I promised you the cold ice cream. Now if there's one thing I've learned, if you promise someone cold ice cream, you better deliver. All right. So remember, we started off with some Welch's fruit juice concentrate. You can use regular fruit if you like. It's a little cheaper and a little faster. Then I'm going to put in some non-fat, non-dairy creamer. All right. We'll put in some non-fat dried milk. You can use whole milk, skim milk, soy milk, any of your milk choices. Remember, this is a fat-free ice cream. You can make sugar-free ice creams, lactose-free ice creams. No limit to the types of ice creams you want to make with it. The only types of ice creams you're going to have a hard time making are Neapolitans. Okay. Don't do Neapolitans too good. Now we'll throw in some ice. Now, remember this is a fat-free ice cream. Just like with fat-free ice creams or sugar-free ice creams, okay, you don't want to ruin your ice cream. Make sure you're using fat-free or sugar-free ice. Okay? Right. Now, what key do you think we're going to use to make ice cream? Probably the ice cream key, right? All right. Ice cream key's all the way over here on your left. Go ahead and push the ice cream key. Now that ice cream key, that's going to start off on our lowest and slowest speed. That's where all the torque in the motor is. Uses that to crush up all the ice. Here in a second, it's going to speed up all by itself and it creates a vortex and pulls all the ingredients down into the blade. So again, you don't use spoons, spatulas, and plungers to assist it. It just does it. I'm going to get you some of this soup. But remember, this is like Grandma's house, okay? Whoever doesn't try out their soup doesn't get dessert. No, not good. Now when you get that nice shiny star on the top like that, that's how you know you got good ice cream, right? If you want to shut your machine off early, you can push any key to shut it off early, all right? Now you also have a manual control over here. You can push speed up, you'll get speed 1. Push it again, you'll get speed 2. Or you can hold it down and it'll automatically climb all the way to the high speed for you, okay? So you have that manual control if you like. Go ahead and push any key to shut it off early, and I'm going to do that. because I can see we got cold ice cream. You can't do that in a regular blender, right? When you get that nice shiny star just like that. Now, the ice is the thickener in here, right? So if you turn this over and it all falls out on the floor, just scoop it back up in that ice. You're good to go. Okay? So you got cold ice cream. You can cook hot soups. You can make whole fruits and vegetable juices, margaritas and daiquiris. You can shred cheeses, grind coffees, and make salsas. You can even take peanuts and turn them into peanut butters. All right, so for all your nuts in the families, you know what to do with them. Now, obviously we brought you a quality product, and you demand a quality price. I know I would. See, in order to replace this machine, you're going to spend $200 on a grain mill. We'll take all your grains, wheat, corn, rice, and we'll turn them into flour in 50 seconds. It's all done in the same blade, same jar. You don't have to have two separate jars for your wet goods, dry goods here. It's all done in the same blade, same jar. Then you'll spend another $200 on a juicer, but remember, juicers spit out all the fiber. Not to mention they're a pain to clean when you're done. Then you'll spend another $275 on KitchenAids and Cuisinarts with all their attachments, like an erector set to put them all together, right? See, they do bread dough in 15 to 20 minutes. We do a 1-pound loaf of bread dough in 5 minutes. You get all the ingredients and the instructions right here in your Lifestyles cookbook that comes with your blender. We'll stop there. You're already up to $700 in 3 machines, and you still can't make cold ice cream and cook hot soup. So you'll still need to get a coffee grinder, a food processor, and a professional cooker to try to replace one machine. You're well over $1,000 to try to replace it.